Hey everybody, it's your girl Katura. I am back with another video, and that's aka Tori. So this is Tori's 2 cent, and I'm gonna be reading some Reddits again today. And little do you guys know, because I know I am new to YouTube. Today is my 60-day countdown to my wedding. So I felt like what better story to start with than one about a bachelorette trip. Because mine is the week of the wedding, and yeah, this is gonna tie in a little bit with my life a little bit today. So, the story is: am I the a-hole if I'm saying a friend has to sit out my bachelorette trip because I don't want her kids there? Honestly, it wouldn't matter to me what this story said. The answer is no. Okay, I am doing a child-free wedding. Definitely doing a child-free bachelorette trip. Not that I have many friends that have kids. I think only one person is going with kids, but nonetheless, no, you're not. Never will be. Okay, so let's go ahead. Am I the a-hole if I'm saying my friend has to sit out my bachelorette trip because I don't want her kids there? So me, 26 female, getting married next year, and my sister planned my bachelorette trip to go to Cyprus from the UK. And we are going to be there from Thursday to Sunday. So many typos in here. I'm sorry, guys. So it's not that long of a time to leave your kids. I'm leaving my toddler, and a lot of my friends are leaving their toddlers, all under 3, with their partners, and are really excited to go for a girls only trip. It's going to be my first also, so I'm super excited. Or I was until my friend decided that she's going to take her feral children with her, female 5 and male 6, as her husband can't take care of them. Red flag number one, because why your husband can't take care of a 5 and 6 year old? That got to be the easiest ages. But anyway, he keeps saying he doesn't know how and that he's coming too, but she's going to have to mostly take care of the kids when we will be in Cyprus. I was laughing at the beginning because I thought they were joking. They weren't. My sister is also pregnant, and her newborn is going to be about 2, 3 months old on the time that we go on the trip. I told that, and of course, I said, of course, you can take your baby with you. And her partner is going to and staying with the baby at a different place. So we're not going to see him. And my sister only wants to drop milk as she is planning to exclusive breastfeed. And I'm fine with that, as I can see the difference between newborn and the friend's kids. And turn out my friend is furious that I'm allowing my sister to go with her newborn, but I don't want her kids to go. Now my friend is saying that she is really sad that she's going to Cyprus and her kids have to stay home and miss out. And I know if her kids will go with us, they would want to spend every minute with us, as they really are spoiled by mom. She's doing everything instead to let these kids do this. I mean, like giving her giving her candy wrapper when they are standing right next to the trash bin for her to throw. My 2 year old is more independent than two of them combined. So am I the a-hole for telling her she has to miss out while my sister can take her newborn with her? She just doesn't see the difference between the newborn and the 6 year old. No shade, the typos was really sending me. I'm sorry, y'all. But long story short, friend want to take her 2 kids and her husband, but also have to be on this trip taking care of them kids. No, me personally, the exception of the newborn would be very slim chance. Cause I need you focused. I feel like when people are coming to bachelorette trips, you want them like to be focused. You want them to not have to like worry about outside world. Like it's a trip. I want you to enjoy just as much as I want to enjoy you guys like celebrating with me. I really wouldn't even want the newborn there. Like, can your mom like spend the night at the house or something to help out with the baby? Can you breastfeed a lot and pump a lot before? Like, not to be insensitive or whatever, but I'm like one of those people that like, you don't want your time to be like divided by distractions. Like, it's a girls trip. We want to have fun. I do understand having a 2, 3 month old. That's going to be really hard. So the 2 or 3 month old is understanding. That genuinely is understanding 100%. But your husband can't take care of a 5 and 6 year old? This man has had 5 or 6 years to get it right with these kids. Like, I feel like that's the easiest ages. I don't know. The answer is no. And as a friend, I feel like that should be so understood. Like, if I had kids and I couldn't work out my children's situation before going on a trip, I would be so understanding. Like, I gotta sit this one out. Like, I'm just gonna have to take the L on this trip. I would probably like give a little bit money towards her fund so that she can have a good time, and we can go on a bachelorette dinner when you get back. Like, if it really came down to that, I would just be understanding. But it doesn't seem like this friend is that, and that's sad. But girl, find care for your kids, come have fun, or if not, we could go out to eat. We could do something that's a little closer to home, maybe like something that's only a night activity, and we can make that about you celebrating with me, you know, bachelorette style, whatever. Night on the town together. Like, it's other ways to go about this, I feel like, but yeah, you're not the a-hole. Absolutely not. So that was a good one. I have no kids, so I feel like I don't have to be around like other people's kids on something that's my event or my occasion, especially a wedding or a bachelorette trip. My wedding is kid free. Find babysitters. The wedding is gonna be no children. So anyway, let's get to the next story. I hope y'all enjoyed that one. I figured that was like a good one. 60-day countdown today. Okay, so we are on to the next one. This one is like not sad, but like it's a little sad. Like, I kind of feel bad for the kids in this story. So this one says, am I the a-hole for not doing a favor for my dad and telling him I don't owe him or his favorite wife and kids favors? That already gives off the vibe, right? Okay, let's jump right in. Am I the a-hole for not doing a favor for my dad and telling him I don't owe him or his favorite wife and kids favors? After our mom died, dad told me and my siblings, 17 male, 16 female, and 14 male, that he was glad that part of his life was over and he was going to find someone he actually loved and wanted to be with, and we better be ready because he wasn't slowing down for us. This got to be about the most insensitive man I've ever. One way to start the story. So this was 10 years ago. He met a few women before his wife of 9 years. They were together a few months before they got married, and she was pregnant right away. Dad said he knew she was the one. He was finally in love. That mom was his biggest regret in life. Ugh. My sister would cry, which annoyed Dad, and he'd say we should want him to be happy when he sacrificed his own happiness for us. He's a better dad to the kids he has with his wife. He's there on their birthdays, remembers to buy them gifts, takes them out for ice cream or for special time with him. He comes home earlier to spend time with them before they go to bed and helps with their homework. He never did that with us, even after he started changing. My sister and brother really wanted him to for the longest time, but I always knew he was a S parent and that he was going to change towards us. We always fought. He told me the three of us were born selfish, that we wanted him to be unhappy for our sakes. I told him he basically dumped his issues onto three grieving kids and didn't give an F about what that did to us. I reminded him that my brother was only 4 years old when we lost mom. Dad's response was that if I cared so much about them, I should care even more about my younger half siblings. I told him I didn't. I have told him that a few times since my first half siblings was born. In truth, I never spend any time with the halves or engage with them. It's me and my brother and sister, and I put my time and love into them. That's a really good big brother. My siblings have reached out to my dad and asked for him to love them and spend time with them, but his focus is on the family he wants, his favorite family, as I think of them. I don't think of them as mine. Dad's wife and one of his favorite kids had birthdays a day apart. His gift for one was delayed and late or whatever, and he wasn't going to pick up both on time. Already late for one of them. So he asked me to do a favor for him and pick up one gift while he picked up the other. I said no. He told me I could do a favor for him since he's my dad, yada yada. I said no. The day came and went, and I didn't get it. He freaked out and told me I was going to ruin the birthday. He told me I could have done a favor for him as we're all family. I told him I don't owe him or his wife or his favorite kids any favors. I reminded him that he owed his kids being a good dad, and he wasn't to the three of us. So I'm not going to save his behind or do something that makes his favorite family happy because, innocent or not, they are not my problem. He said I was such a child. Then he got my uncle to say how disappointed he was that I acted so petty. Am I the a hole? No. Petty, yes. But the a hole, no, your dad's the a hole. Like, this level of insensitive, like being insensitive, is beyond me. Like, clearly his regret for his wife has literally made him resent his own kids to the point that, like, he doesn't care about their feelings. He doesn't care how he expresses himself. Like, to talk about their mother that has passed away in such a distasteful way, I'm like so limited on what to say because, like, these are things that you don't even say to other people about their mamas. You know what I mean? Like, but for you to just flat out say to my face, like, I regretted your mom. I was so unhappy with her. And then, like, clearly the type of dad that he was like, he was never going to treat these kids right. He didn't treat these kids right with or without the wife being there. Like, you would think with the wife, who's the real problem, out of the picture, that your behavior will ultimately be better or improve, because what's really making you unhappy, which is the wife, would, like, make you treat your kid. No, no. And my, like, the even bigger problem here is you have kids that are 3 years apart at max. One is a year apart, and then the oldest is 3 years apart from the youngest. Like, you hated this woman, but you went on to have 3 kids with her. You wasn't stopping doing your thing with her and making babies. But then the babies that you make, you're mean and nasty and just, like, whatever too. Like, those are just your toss up kids. And, like, too bad they're underage. But the moment that oldest one turns 18, I would take them other two and run. Like, I got this. Don't even worry about it. And that shouldn't even be that kid's responsibility. But, I mean, what do you do in a situation like this? Like, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Don't forget to comment below, because this one here, I don't know. Like, it's so puzzling, like, to think that, like, there are parents out here who are just this mean to their kids and just this careless to their kids. And then it's clearly a choice. Like, this is not a person who is just a bad person. You are choosing to be this way to your kids, and that's showing by way of how you treat your current kids. Like, your new kids are getting the best of you, while your previous kids, your firstborn kids, are still getting the worst of you while watching you be the best to your other kids. This is full on a choice. Like, this is a dad who doesn't like their kids, and not because they've done anything, simply because of their mother that he laid with and made them with. The logic. I know y'all hate when we talk about men, but Exhibit A. Like, Exhibit A. Because this one is crazy. I feel bad for these kids, and I wonder, will they do any kind of, like, update at all? Because I would be curious to know how this unfolded. Because if he wasn't already just a mean guy, I could see him becoming worse. I could see him 100% becoming worse after the kid also said no to him, which is stupid. But I'm curious to see the comments now. Here goes one person. Your dad is the biggest loose of the year. The idea that he thought to tell 3 grieving children that he was glad their mother died and now he could get on with his life and marry another was reprehensible. I wouldn't have done squat for him either. You and your siblings need to work on getting away from this monster and cut all contact as soon as you can. Did I not just say that? I didn't even read the comments. I just said the same thing. That OP, I am sorry you had to experience this. Your dad is an immature, selfish a-hole that keeps rubbing in your faces that he will never be a good parent to you. But he will do the impossible for his younger children he fathered with his second wife. He isn't worth the effort nor forgiveness because he failed three vulnerable, grieving children so much. He isn't even worth to be called your dad. Focus on planning for you and your siblings become of age. He will probably not be too helpful or not helpful at all when you all go to college or figure out what to do after finishing high school. Like these are like they're getting older. Like these are the moments that they should be proud of. Like getting a car, like graduating school. Like they're already going through all of this while not having their mother there. Like I just wonder how this man would have handled this if the mother was still alive. Would you have still just been like a miserable prick to your kids and wife for the rest of your life? Like why didn't you just divorce her and go get happy? And like I'm actually sorry that their mom passed. Like I wish she was still there to support them because they were left with ugh. I mean, Jesus Christ. So, yeah. Another one. You're not the a-hole, but your dad's cruel behavior is monstrous and inexcusable. By telling three children who lost their mother in childhood that their mom was the biggest regret in your life, your dad's words and treatment of you was abusive and neglectful, worsening your trauma and providing no empathy or compassion, which seems suggestive of a highly malignant narcissistic behavior pattern. Telling trauma victims / survivors that their father regretted the beloved mother that they lost also communicates to children that they are a part of the biggest regret and basically that you ruined his life and he wished you never existed. He is the selfish a-hole. It's possibly only a matter of time before this replacement family gets flushed too. At least they got some love bombing and love parenting from him rather than the abuse, neglect, gaslighting, and manipulation he seems to have dealt out to you and your siblings. I'm glad you're looking out for your siblings and that you are and stay close. Your dad wants to F y'all over, abandon you, shame you, guilt, manipulate, and exploit you. He's a bully, and when his efforts get his way don't work, his projection gets no traction, he recruits his brother to try to guilt, judge, and shame you. Similar personality types, enabler sounds like. How dare your dad or your uncle try to pull that snow job on you or your siblings? The best way to honor your mom is for you to decide, but I can't imagine with a heart would fall or blame you or your siblings if you decide to go no contact with him. I'm so sorry. I agree. If this said wife ends up like leaving this man for any reason, I do think that they will end up experiencing the same exact behavior. Even though like she's not necessarily a regret at some point she could be. And then like I don't know how many more kids he's had, but like are all of them just subject to this behavior? Like I wouldn't stick around to find out. But anyway, this was a lot. This was a deep one, but I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions, so please comment them down below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. I really am starting from the bottom here, so your support is much appreciated. And I hope to see you guys for the next video. Tori's 2 cents. Bye.